Yo, what's going on? This is a completely different type of video, huh? Yeah, right, it is. You wanna know why I'm reacting to this? I'll tell you why. The other day, I woke up in a pile of sweat. I thought I was swimming in the ocean, like what's going on? It turns out the AC went out when I was sleeping and it was like 97 degrees. I couldn't believe that. So I had to order another one. And you know what's crazy about that? The day it comes here, it's gonna be 100 degrees outside, so it's gonna be a pain putting that in. But besides that though, listen, as I was searching up, ACs and all that to buy one, I guess, the AI overlords and the company spying on us decided to recommend me a bunch of AC things. And I saw this channel. It said the greatest invention of the 20th century, air conditioning. This is by, what was it? Fat something. The Fat Files. Yes. And I was like, man, it's crazy. The amount of channels on here that have like crazy amount of subscribers that I just don't know about is insane. I guess YouTube is a big company. Like he almost has 1 million subscribers. Like it's like 800,000 or something. That's crazy. But let's get to the video. Let's see why it's the most important invention. Man, I can tell you why. Just being cool is definitely why it's important, but we'll see. Oh, before we get to the video, if I sound weird, that might be because I'm getting sick. I feel it, but hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully my immune system can beat it, but we'll see what's going on with that. I just got back from the airport a couple days ago, and I feel like everybody and their great-great-great-grandmother was sick. A whole bunch of coughing and wheezing going on everywhere I went. Like, what's going on? Am I the only healthy person on earth? But I got a bunch of water here, so we'll see what it is. And let's see what AC is.
I'm just going to come out and say it. The Europeans are apparently making window cheese, and you're going to have to stick around if you want to know what that means.
Window cheese?
Today, we're talking about the most important invention of the 20th century, air conditioning.
Yeah.
Can't know what you're thinking. That's a pretty big claim. We came up with a lot of important stuff in the 20th century. That is true.
Let's see. Important things of the 20th century. Is it, AC? I guess it does stop you from dying, right? Can't you die from like too much heat, so cooling you down would be important. I don't know though. Is it AC? What about I think I said this in another video. What's the stuff is that they use so you don't get sick? Pasteurization? No. What's the medicine called? Penicillin. I think that's really important. Isn't that like anti-bac? I don't know. I'm not a Scientologist. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a Scientologist either, though.
However, air conditioning is the most important one. I'm going to prove it, and then I'm going to relentlessly talk smack about Europeans the entire time, right after word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by Supremacy World War III. It is a free-to-play online PvP military-based strategy game. The entire thing's based on a World War III type scenario where you get to pick your country and go to war with the rest of the world. You can forge alliances, or you can just go solo and try to take over the whole thing yourself. They've just introduced a new shadow market, which is basically the black market where you can do a bunch of sketchy, illegal stuff under the table that's going to upset people if they find out. And I'm not exaggerating when I say it's going to upset people. That's literally a function of the game. If you get caught, it can actually cause insurgencies, civil unrest, or damage the morale of your country. Unpopular opinion, they should probably update it so it increases the morale of the American military if they get caught, because their unofficial motto is, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. I mean, it's never a war crime the first time. So if you want to give it a try...
It's never a war crime the first time. I guess it is true, right? What they say, every rule is written in blood, something like that. So, I mean, it's not a war crime the first time.
Motto is, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. I mean, it's never a war crime the first time. So if you want to give it a try, you can play with up to 99 other people, and it's available on both PC and mobile, and it's free. So if you want to check it out, I'm gonna have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back.
Yo, is that a real-time PvP game? I could never get into those. I just don't have the time. Like, I've always thought Rust was an interesting game, or like Ark, but I could never do this PvP real life event things. I don't have the time for it. Right, I could be like 300 miles from home and somebody's going to my base and I can't do anything about it. And I'll sit there the whole day coming back home mad because I know my base is gone. I can't do it. But I mean, so y'all had the time to do that? Shit, I guess it's your thing.
Back to the video. All right, why are we even talking about air conditioning right now, okay? If you're not chronically on the internet like myself, A, good for you, but B, let me fill you in real quick. Every June or July, there's a magical time of year where the British experience a heat wave. There's newspaper articles, there's British and European people getting on the internet.
Yo, I did hear about this though. They said they had a heat wave. It was like, They said something in Celsius. I don't know what that means. I didn't translate it.
British experience a heat wave. There's newspaper articles, there's British and European people getting on the internet talking shit about how the Americans just don't understand a British heat wave. We couldn't possibly survive, yada, yada, yada. So then I get on there, I'm competitive, they're talking smack. It's like, okay, I mean, how hot is it over there?
I mean, it depends, right? Because heat is different. Where I live in the South, we have wet heat, high humidity heat. So it sticks to you, it clings to you. It just makes you generally uncomfortable. I do know if you go out west, like Arizona and all that, you have dry heat, which is hot, but it's not sticky, uncomfortable. But you could pass out easier because you don't really feel. I don't know. Am I making that up? I could be bullshitting right now. Let me just. I don't know. Let me just keep going. But wet and dry heat is different.
Never been there. Maybe it is super hot. I have no idea. So then you look into it and all the headlines are like, the British heat wave has reached over 30 degrees Celsius for the 5th day in a row.
What is that?
Yeah, all you have to do to convert is ×2, add 32, and join the rest of the human race.
Hey, so 30, that'd be 30, 30, 60 plus 32 is what? 92? I mean, it's not that hot. How hot is it now? Yeah, it's 93 right now. It's pretty chill.
Okay, my country's flag is on the moon.
Wait, did I do that math right? Yeah, 92. Okay, I had to make sure. I've always been bad at math.
Convert is ×2, add 32, and join the rest of the human race.
Okay, my country's flag is on the moon. I have no idea what 30 degrees Celsius is. So then you got to get on Google again. You got to ask it what 30 degrees Celsius is converted into Fahrenheit, the superior way of measuring temperature. It's like 86 degrees, and these people are acting.
Huh? Wait, am I dumb? Times it by 2. No, wait, am I stupid? Where's my phone?
30 degrees Celsius.
32 and join the
5th day in a row.
Yeah, all you have to do to convert is ×2, add 32. And
oh. Yeah. ×2. 30 times 2, that's 60. Plus 32. 92. Am I bullshitting? Am I stupid? Siri! Siri! What's my phone? 30 degrees Celsius and Fahrenheit. 86? Huh? He lied to me.
and join the rest of the human race.
Okay, my country's flag is on the moon. I have no idea what 30 degrees Celsius is, so then you got to get on Google again. You got to ask it what 30 degrees Celsius is converted into Fahrenheit, the superior way of measuring temperature. It's like 86 degrees. Into Fahrenheit, the superior way of measuring temperature, it's like 86 degrees, and these people are acting like they're melting. Buh! Actually, Celsius is better because it's a metric system. You know, that measurement system the entire world uses except for you guys. It's obviously the best.
Yeah. Is this a keyboard warrior? Because he has the keyboard in his... He has the keyboard on his shoulder, but he has a helmet. I mean, soldiers are just modern day warriors. It'd be better if he had like a little sword or something. I don't know. It's keyboard warrior though. Fahrenheit is better than Celsius.
Metric system, you know, that measurement system the entire world uses except for you guys. It's obviously the best. But no, it isn't. It doesn't even make sense. Okay, Fahrenheit is the easiest concept on the planet. 0 is cold, 100 is hot, based on the human experience. The end. Celsius, on the other hand, is based on the freezing and boiling point of water, which doesn't even make sense because the freezing and boiling point of water isn't a constant. It depends on like 20 other variables, including altitude. Okay, when somebody asks you, how hot is it outside? Nobody's asking you, how does a glass of water at sea level feel about the—
Exactly. Fahrenheit is way better than Celsius. Like, how is 86 degrees 30? Like, what are you talking about? 30 is cold. That's below freezing. 86 is just sounds better. It's 86 degrees. Oh, it's hot. Okay. 0 to 100. Come on.
The temperature outside. No, I'm asking you, are my balls gonna be sweaty if I go outside? Do I need to wear shorts? Do I need to bring baby powder? Is monkey butt a potential hazard? These are the questions I want to know. I don't give a fuck how water feels about it.
Oh gosh, it's just too much.
I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Anyways, this happens every year. The Europeans get on the internet, they complain about a heat wave, 86 degrees. They pretend like they're melting. They say the Americans don't understand. We couldn't possibly survive.
I wonder how hot it actually was. They said 30 was like an average, right? So what's the hottest? I don't know, man, I looked at it myself.
Have a British heat wave, yada, yada, yada. Well, this year, something amazing happened. The FIFA World Cup is in America, so a bunch of Europeans came to America and they got to experience American heat, and it became overwhelmingly obvious to them they are, in fact, just being—
See, that's what I'm saying. England not used to the heat and humidity. So they might be used to the heat, but it's the humidity. Do they have humidity in England? I'm genuinely curious about that, because it really depends. I'm telling you, dog. Hot, humid weather is a killer. It's just uncomfortable.
Giant pansy asses about the entire situation. At which point the Europeans realized that they were wrong, they admitted defeat, and we all moved on. I'm just kidding. The Europeans pivoted, they moved the goalposts, and then the entire conversation became about air conditioning. Okay, I had no idea because I'm an American, and to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck about European politics, but apparently the British and the French are like morally and mentally just adamantly opposed to air conditioning, to the point that it is literally a humongous political debate over there.
Really? I had no idea. So it's actually political. Huh. So they're just opposed to it. So that, I guess they gotta have it, right? Because aren't there certain medicines that need to be cold? I mean, on a truck at night, they're packed in dry ice. Unless you're going far, then you get a reefer unit. But that's free. Huh. That's weird. I guess hospitals must have it. They gotta be in hospitals because people are sick. They gotta be at the perfect temp.
Right now, opposed to air conditioning, to the point that it is literally a humongous political debate over there right now. And the right wing and the left wing over in France is literally divided on air conditioning. Air conditioning in France is right wing technology. I'm not exaggerating. Crazy. And me, with how my brain works, now I have to know the history of air conditioning. So, from the top. The first modern air conditioner was invented in 1902 by an engineer by the name of Willis Carrier, and Willis Carrier was hired by a publishing company to come in and solve a problem. The problem this publishing company—
Carrier? Wait. Is this the OG of the AC? Well, I mean, he just said that, but Carrier, is that the same thing? Like, isn't that around now? I'm sorry, dog. Your face look crazy like that. Let me move that back a little bit. Carrier.
And Willis Carrier was hired by a publishing company to come in and solve a problem. The problem this publishing company had was that when they were trying to print things in summer, the heat and humidity was causing fluctuations in the paper and the printing process, giving them an inconsistent product that they weren't happy with. So he gets hired to come in and figure out a way to make their product more consistent while they're printing in summer. And his first option is, obviously, I'm just gonna change the environment. I'm gonna make it a constant. I'm gonna get rid of the heat and the humidity so it's no longer a factor. Then we can tune the machines once and we can print away because it's always gonna be the same temp and the same humidity in the factory. Okay, pause. I need you to understand, as a person in 2026 that's grown up with like modern technology, this sounds obvious. Like,
no, that sounds crazy. I've always been curious about how people invented things. You know what I mean? Because how do you come up with that idea? I mean, obviously it's too hot, make it colder, right? But how do you make an AC from nothing? Like, when people invent things, that's always so mind-blowing to me. Because you're making something from nothing. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm weird like that. It's always like, wow, that's crazy. Like phones, computers, that type of technology. Somebody thought of that. Like when I swipe up and down on the phone, somebody thought of that. And they made that from nothing. It didn't exist at one point. ACs didn't exist. He thought, let's make the whole room colder. And he did it. I don't know.
In 2026 that's grown up with like modern technology, this sounds obvious, like duh, just do that. But at the time in 1902, homeboy literally came out of left field and is like, clearly, I just have to change the rules of physics. I have to—
because nobody was thinking that. How? That's kind of— I'm getting too hype over nothing right now. I just insane
literally
to me.
Came out of left field and is like, clearly, I just have to change the rules of physics. I have to change the entire world around me so this works. I'm literally gonna attempt to domesticate the fucking wind so I can print books. Okay, do you understand how insane that is? That would be if like the Wright brothers, when they were trying to design an airplane, were like, fucking, we'll just turn off gravity. Duh. Science. But somehow, this guy—
they use an anti-grav potion from Terraria.
Manages to do it, fixes the printing problem, sees the potential, patents the idea, patents the phrase air conditioning, and then—
it is the Carrier. Weather by Carrier. Yo, brain? Weather by Carrier. He actually made it. He made
printing
one.
problem, sees the potential,
like
patents
big,
the idea,
like, look at that.
patents the phrase air conditioning, and then he goes and creates the Carrier Air Conditioning Company, which is still around today, has like over 50,000 employees, and is worth over $20 billion. So air conditioning is like primarily used in these.
You know, I would thought it'd be bigger, but I guess there's more companies now, and it's been remade and remodeled by different people and made better and smaller.
So air conditioning is like primarily used in these factory type settings. In 1914, there are some people starting to get air conditioners in their homes, but it's extremely rare. By the early 1930s, they are starting to have like commercial air conditioning units that you can put in a home, but they cost like $10,000, which in 1932.
In 1932? That's probably a crazy amount of money. $10,000.
To convert that to today's money, it's almost like $250,000 for a win.
$250,000 for some air? Man, that's crazy. If I had the money, I would have paid it though. You can't be uncomfortable high.
No air conditioning unit, but people were willing to pay it because if you got the money, not having ball sweat is priceless.
Hell yeah.
Oddly enough, you can make the argument that air conditioning is actually responsible for movies, TV, and Hollywood as a whole. Because outside of manufacturing, one of the first industries to adopt air conditioning is movie theaters, which makes so much sense because I cannot tell you how many times I've been shown like, oh, this is a silent film from 19 whatever the fuck, and oh, it was so funny at the time, blah, 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 blah. Nobody was going to movie theaters in the 1920s, the 1930s, the 1940s because they enjoyed watching silent films. They were going because that was the only place they could go to get air conditioning and get out of the heat for
refrigerated washed air. Yo, why do they always name shit so long back in the day, right? Refrigerated washed air. I feel like this extra. Yo, this really, I've always thought, man, these silent films kind of boring. You know what I mean? But in my head, I kind of just figured, oh, I'm born in this new age. We have way more different things that maybe I just think is boring. But no, this kind of filled it in. They didn't care about that boring stuff. It was the AC. It was a refrigerated washed air cooling system. Come on. So they really, like, in my head, puts it together. The movies were actually boring back then too, but it was cold in there, so why not go? I guess some enjoyed it.
2 hours. You can actually go back and read accounts from people at the time where they're like, yeah, no, we don't go to the movie theater because we give a shit about the movie. We just go so we can go there to cool off. So in a way, it's pretty likely, or at least you could argue that if it wasn't for air conditioning, the film industry as we know it today might not exist. Regardless, movie theaters were a lot of people's first encounter with air conditioning, and once they saw it, they're like, holy shit, this is awesome. I want to get it inside my house. But from here, the cost of air conditioners actually plummets because it's something that everybody can use and everybody wants. It's just like TVs. When I was a kid growing up, a flat screen TV was like $12,000. It was some absurd amount of money.
Yo, my grandma had one of those big old, like, old TVs with the big fat back on it. You know what I mean? Yo, it's kind of crazy to see. Like, they have like wallpaper thin TVs now. That's insane. Like, there's kids who grow up now who that's the normal to them. I don't know. It's crazy sometimes.
Today, I can go to Walmart and buy a 70-inch flat screen TV that's better than those TVs when I was growing up for like $400. So air conditioning got incredibly cheap, incredibly fast when you compare it to pretty much anything else. And by the 1950s, they were starting to have literal experiments that they would call air-conditioned villages. Basically, they were new housing developments where all these new homes had air.
Only $15,000 for a house. $2,500 down. Man, and it was a 3-bedroom. Oh my God. Where is this? No way. Oh. And it's air conditioned, 100% brick vent.
Conditioning in them, and they actually had psychologists and scientists go in, and the families that bought these homes volunteered to be studied for over a year to see the impacts of living in an air-conditioned climate in your home and how it would affect you. People had no idea what would happen. Would they go crazy? Would they not be able to handle going outside anymore? These were all...
I guess, yeah. They wouldn't know about any of that at that point, so they had to test it. That's kind of crazy. Yo, I didn't think about that. But I mean, we are adaptable, so
huge unknowns at the time. And you want to know what the psychologists and the scientists concluded about living in air conditioning? It's pretty fucking awesome, okay? They found out that everybody slept better, and they also found out that the housewives were reporting back to the psychologists that their husbands, and I quote, had a better disposition, aka their husbands weren't as fucking grumpy all the time.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I wonder, is there like a is it like a chart or something that shows the amount of like family not divorce, but like family violence or something like that before and after AC? Did it like cool down when everybody else cooled off? I don't know. That'd be funny to see. Or maybe like divorce rates. Well, I guess divorce rates are 50% now. I don't know, but you know, that'd be interesting to see.
You can literally go back and read the articles. We'll read one right now. Headline, air conditioning helps with disposition. Women living in air-conditioned homes in Austin, Texas, the air-conditioned village, startled a team of psychologists and researchers by asserting their husbands' dispositions had somehow miraculously improved under the influence of air conditioning. Okay, when you're not hot, you're not grumpy. Fucking shocking, I know. Oddly enough, statistical data collected by these researchers indicated that indoor conditions within these homes could be conducive to support this opinion of these air-conditioned households.
No. That's just funny to me. I don't know. Oddly enough, even though all these women said this, the statistical data collected by the researchers indicated that it might be true. So it's all yo, women used to literally be treated like shit. I'm sorry, yo. They didn't even believe them. They had to get actual data afterward to no. That's how little their opinion was at the time. I mean, it's not funny, but just reading this now is like, that's crazy. I don't know. But even more strongly indicated is like that women
within these homes could be conducive to support this opinion of these air-conditioned housewives. Reading newspapers from the 50s is crazy because it's just like, well, the housewives are saying their husbands are in the better mood, but them bitches are crazy. We can't trust them. We need empirical data to prove their opinion might be correct.
That's crazy.
Beautiful. I know.
But even more strongly indicated is the likely possibility that the women themselves, as a result of enjoying the comforts of air conditioning, were able to look upon their spouses with a little more than usual benevolence. Okay, so translation, mom and dad are both in a better mood because nobody's sweating their ass off all day, obviously. Okay, just so we're on the same page, if you're not picking up what I put down so far, air conditioning might be responsible for the entire film industry, TV as we know it today. It helps keep families together, and that's just scratching the surface on why it's the most important invention of the 20th century. Just to prove my point, let's have a thought exercise. I asked Google, completely blind. I had some guesses because I know a little bit about history, but I just went in blind and asked Google, what are the most important inventions of the 20th century? Let's see what they came up with. So coming in at number 1, we have the transistor, obviously.
The transistor, what is that? This tiny semiconductor device, his head's in a way, colonized, patronized,
extremely important, but the math
allows the information switching of electrical. Okay, so it's something to do with like electronics. I guess that does make sense.
Mass manufacturing of transistors isn't possible without air conditioning because in order to manufacture a transistor, you need purified air, humidity control, and temperature control, all of which are provided by air conditioning. So no air conditioning, no mass manufacturing of transistors. One more point. Coming in at number 2, the internet, okay? Internet also can't exist without AC because the internet is run off of a bunch of server farms, which also need to be in a climate-controlled environment. You ever been
because they
inside of a server room? Pretty cold, pretty purified.
Yeah, because this PC right here generates so much heat in this room. I swear. When I close the door to record in here with the lights on, I get hot fast. It heats up in here. I don't know how much heat this PC puts off, but it does a good bit. So I can see why server rooms are freezing cold.
In a climate-controlled environment. You ever been inside of a server room? Pretty cold, pretty purified air. Can't have it without air conditioning. Coming in at number 3, penicillin. Obviously, incredible.
Did I say it right in the beginning? I think I said penicillin or something. I was talking about this right here. This is for bacteria, right? Penicillin.
Important. The world's first antibiotic saved tens, if not hundreds of millions of lives since it was invented. And you know what? Would it exist without air conditioning? Almost certainly. However, would you be able to mass manufacture it to the degree that we do today as safely as we do without air conditioning? Absolutely not. Number 4, mass production of automobiles. Could that exist without air conditioning? Yes,
AC
it could.
might
However,
actually
if
be
you look at where most cars are manufactured, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, Mexico, none of those places would be able to crank out cars to the degree that they do without air conditioning because you would have workers dropping out from heat stroke. In fact, most of the major cities in America that are in a hotter climate, like, I don't know, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Dallas.
Yo, Las Vegas and Phoenix are literally in a desert. You know, they wouldn't
major
exist.
Cities in America that are in a hotter climate, like, I don't know, Las Vegas.
Well, I mean, Las Vegas wouldn't exist without the casinos, right? Well, I guess it probably would. Would it? How deep do the casinos run in Las Vegas? Would it ever? I never thought about that. What came first, the casinos or Vegas? If I had to say, maybe the casinos came first and then the people came afterward. That makes more sense to me. I mean, why else would you go to a desert? In my humble opinion, but I don't know.
Phoenix, Dallas, Houston, Orlando, Atlanta, all of which would probably exist to some degree if it wasn't for air conditioning, but air conditioning allowed them to grow into major metropolitan areas. It's literally a saying, air conditioning made Phoenix possible. And last but not least, the airplane. Now, would the Wright brothers have strapped some wings to a bicycle, drove it off a cliff, and figured out how to fly?
Yo, speaking of airplanes, don't ever book a flight with American Airlines. I'm gonna talk about that to the day I die. It was the first time I did it, and it's the last time I did it. Have you ever sat in the airport 24 hours straight, constantly getting a different gate? Go here, go here, go there, go there. No, we're gonna be here. Now here. Oh, we push, make it time. We push, make it time. And I'm still here. I never booked through American Airlines again. I don't know what I was thinking. It was the only one left, and I just had to take that risk. And it bit me. Don't ever do that again. I'm never doing that again.
The airplane. Now, would the Wright brothers have strapped some wings to a bicycle, drove it off a cliff, and figured out how to fly? Absolutely. Is commercial flight without air conditioning as we know it today possible? Absolutely not. The inside of that cabin on that plane would be 400 degrees if it wasn't for air conditioning. So yes, air conditioning.
Yeah, and their planes had bad AC because it's a little twist dial that doesn't even go towards your face to cool you off, and it wasn't even blowing strong. I'd never again.
Is the most important invention of the
celebrating 100 years. 100 years of failure. How are they still around? I don't even understand it. Yo.
20th century. Which raises a question, why the fuck don't the Europeans just use it?
Huh?
Right. What did he say? Said it has his edge, huh? He only chopped him down because he couldn't see the view no more. What's he known about?
Huh.
And the answers to that question might be the most infuriating.
I didn't know that y'all didn't use it like that. Well, I don't know. Did I know this? I don't know if I knew or not. My brain is telling me I kind of knew, but my other part of my brain is like, you didn't know that. I don't know. But it is crazy. You don't use it?
Creating answers to a question I've ever gotten in my entire life. Answer number 1, Europeans don't need air conditioning because the climate isn't as hot as America. Now, setting aside the fact that proves the initial point that America is hotter and we could survive a British heat wave, we'll just set that off to the side real quick. The Europeans say shit like, well, we wouldn't run them that often and we would only need them for like 1 month a year. Cool. Do you know how much shit I own that I don't need very often? I've had a spare tire in every car I've ever owned my entire life. I've never had to use it. I've still fucking got it just in case. If there was something that I only needed to use 30 days a year to make sure my balls weren't hot while I was trying to sleep, you best believe I'm gonna fucking own it. Oh, well, Europeans are tougher than you Americans. We'll just grit our teeth and bear it. Are you? Are you really? Because last I checked, 175,000 fucking people
annually. Hot heat claims more than 175,000 lives annually in Europe. This is every year and there's still no AC? That's crazy. I did not know that. 175,000. That's a lot of people. But I mean, I guess it's less than like the cold or the flu takes out, right? Then I don't know how much, but it's still a lot just to die from heat when we have AC.
Are you really? Because last I checked, 175,000 fucking people died from heat stroke because you're too fucking stupid to buy an air conditioner. Do you understand how insane that is? If there was any other event on the planet that killed 175,000 people, there would be memorials and statues commemorating what a tragedy this was. But because it's just you guys being like, well, the Americans invented a machine that can domesticate wind, but We don't want to admit they're right, so we would rather let all our young and elderly die of heat stroke than give them the W.
It gotta be another reason other than that, right? All right, come on. There has to be another one. That's crazy. 175,000 a year is crazy, though.
What are you doing? Okay, which leads right into the next argument, the most infuriating one, because I used to build shit for a living. Americans don't understand because our homes are actually built to retain heat, so an air conditioner wouldn't work as well for us. Motherfucker, that's just insulation. That's how insulation works, okay? Do you have a thermos?
Yeah, okay, insulate. Yeah. Whatever temp the inside of your house is, well, I guess the house are probably built the same. The insulation keeps the house temperature pretty much the same. So whatever is inside is gonna stay inside that same temp, right? I don't know.
If you put hot tea or whatever stupid shit you guys drink in a thermos, you know how it stays hot? Now dump it out and put fucking ice water in it. The ice water stays cold, okay? Your house isn't specifically designed to be hot inside. It's designed to have a controlled temperature regardless of what's going on outside. So if you buy an air conditioner and you cool off the house, it stays fucking cool. Well, air conditioning's really expensive. No, it isn't. You can buy a window unit for $169 to cool.
Yeah, 5,000. I bought like I don't know if I went too crazy or not. I bought like a 12,000 BTU. Yo, I'm about to turn my room to the South Pole. That's crazy. But yeah, that ain't that expensive though.
Cool off the room that you sleep in, or your living room, or whatever. Okay, the average.
I wonder though, like supplying. If I'm thinking like smart, which I really do. This is like my first time this year. Supply and demand. So if they don't have any, wouldn't it cost more? If I remember something from school, right? If there's less ACs in Europe because they don't use them, wouldn't they cost more? So I'm gonna guess it's gonna cost like, I don't know. And do they have the right windows? How do European windows look? I'm just guessing off type of shit now. Because this is for our windows, right? Like square windows. Do they have square windows? Hold on, let me look up a European house right quick. I'm not gonna lie, y'all got like weird looking windows. They're like rectangular. What's all that for? I don't know. Would they even fit? Who knows?
To cool off the room that you sleep in, or your living room, or whatever, okay? The average minimum wage of Europe is $8.33 American. That's 20 hours of the most unskilled labor that you have available in exchange for a magic box that domesticates the fucking wind so you don't have to sweat your balls off. Okay, that is a modern miracle, and you're saying that that's too expensive? I would pay an outrageous amount of money to see a British person go back in time and talk to one of their ancestors, some medieval peasant picking turnips outside of a castle, and explain to them that in the future, there's a magical box that can make the house cold when it's hot outside. And in exchange for that, all they had to do was work 20 hours and they could cool off their house for years upon years to come. And then
all right, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. And I'm gonna guess that the ACs cost more because they don't have them over there. And they gotta be special ACs because their windows look different. Let's say it's probably gonna cost like what? Double the price, $400 instead of $169. That's not double. my math's not mathing. It'll be at least like $3 something, which is still, I mean, dying from heat stroke or $300. I definitely pay it. You know,
work 20 hours and they could cool off their house for years upon years to come, and then explain to them with deadpan stare, but I don't do it because it's expensive.
Are you pulling my leg?
Motherfucker, it's literally magic to these people. You have the opportunity to buy climate-changing magic for 20 hours.
They really are just kind of magic though, right? Science, Bill.
Hours of your time, and you're just like, nah, I'd rather let grandma and grandpa die from heat stroke. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm slowly coming around to the idea that this is actually a conspiracy by the European governments to slowly kill off old people so they don't break their universal healthcare system. There's no other logical explanation for why you would be
there's nothing I love more than a good conspiracy theory. Is that? No. That's, I never thought about that. That's crazy. Yo, do y'all like conspiracy theories? I don't believe in a good chunk of them, or most of them, to be honest with you. But I like learning about them. It's funny to learn about. Yo, that could be some crazy like world government thing. I'm gonna get sniped. No, but like kill them off so that we don't have to pay for them anymore. Yo, cause if you think about it, think, sheeple, who is the most vulnerable to heat? The young and the elderly. Think, who takes up the most resources from healthcare? The young and the elderly. Think.
Anti-air conditioning.
Oh,
and apparently one of the big talking points is, oh, well, air conditioning is actually bad for climate change, so it's only making the problem worse. Well. And then the climate activists get on CNN or the BBC or whatever, and they're giving interviews offering alternatives to air conditioning that you could do. I'm going to show you, because if I didn't show you...
I guess bad for the environment is probably the main reason why they don't do it. That might be it.
The interview...
But I don't know. What's worse, an AC or this factory that hasn't turned off since 1936? You know what I mean? When we start getting into bad for the environment things and how much we could do and all that, in my head, I'm always thinking, dog, what's worse? Me with an AC or me driving my car or this one factory that hasn't turned off since 1926? 24 hours straight. Which one is worse? You know what I mean? I don't know. But what do I know?
You wouldn't believe me. Their solutions get progressively worse, but we're gonna go ahead and start off with their best solution. Solution number one.
If it gets really hot, I sleep under a wet sheet. That's my other technique.
Okay, no. A wet sheet? That sounds uncomfortable. Like, do you still sleep on a kid bed with a bunch of plastic around it? Like, wouldn't that just soak into your regular bed? Wouldn't that eventually just start to, like, smell like stagnant, like water? I mean, I don't know. That's dumb. Y'all don't do that, do you? This had to be some crazy woman.
Solution number one.
If it gets really hot, I sleep.
What is this? That's a BBC story. Why Europe is still unsure about air conditioning by record heat waves. I'm not sleeping on a wet blanket. That sounds uncomfortable, and it's gonna eventually get hot, and then your body heat. No.
Under a wet sheet. That's my other technique.
How about no?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Bucket of water under the desk with my feet in the bucket of water.
Nah,
option number two, soak your feet in a bucket of water while you're sitting at home all day long. Also, no. B, I know your house fucking stinks. It smells like wet feet and BO because you're not wearing deodorant and you don't have air conditioning, and I know you're sitting in the house sweating your ass off 24/7. No, I'm not doing it. And option number three, I can't believe this is real.
Including, would you believe it, painting windows with yogurt.
It's yogurt, first off. That is disgusting. That's actually disgusting. You know what I mean? That has to be fake. That has to be specifically her. Wouldn't that start to stink? Yogurt on windows? Wouldn't it mold up? Wouldn't it clump together? Wouldn't it just slide down? And what does it do for the heat anyway? I mean, before you put yogurt, don't you have blackout curtains? Can't you do that? What's going on? Help! Get me out of here! I can't, no. There's no way.
How?
Yo, this is a crazy room setup. I never even noticed. The lights. So this is like his thing right here, like the duck. The duck and all that. I like the room.
How are you this Your solution, rather than just admitting the Americans are onto something with this air conditioning shit, is to smear yogurt on your fucking windows. You want to make window cheese rather than just turn on an air conditioner. How do you not see how fucking insane that sounds? Like, one of your biggest talking points is air conditioning is expensive. How expensive is it to smear a new layer of yogurt on all the windows on your house and then have your house smell like curdled milk and...
And don't you have to redo it eventually too?
Still be hot as shit. I can't even begin to fathom the amount of desperation and misery the person that figured this out was experiencing. Do you know how fucking hot and sweaty and delirious you
are? I never thought about that. Yo, you have to be down bad to be like, man, I guess you gotta do something. I gotta do something. I gotta do. You open the refrigerator, it's just yogurt in there. That'll do, you know? Who thought of that?
You have to be sitting at home in your living room on the couch for you to finally go, I gotta do something. I'm gonna try smearing yogurt on my windows.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I just,
Yeah.
threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Like, what are you doing? Just get an air conditioner, for the love of God. Oh my God. At this point, I'm convinced that air conditioning could prevent World War III if you guys would just do it. No wonder you guys are always starting world wars and dragging us into it. You're all fucking grumpy and hot 24/7. Get some AC and come up with a peace treaty. I don't ever want to hear a European talk shit about America being dumb ever again. They always love to bring up like, oh, America has a bunch of gun violence, blah, 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 blah. Cool. More people are dying because you refuse to use air conditioning than Americans are dying from gun violence, all right? And by a lot. It's not even close. Europe is losing 175,000 people a year. To put that into perspective, America had roughly 60,000 people die in the Vietnam War. How do you not see how insane?
Whoa. 58,000. How long? Man. And you're losing 176,000 a year.
Roughly 60,000 people die in the Vietnam War. How do you not see how insane that is? Air conditioning at this point is like the cheapest, most cost-effective, life-saving technology on the planet. And you're just like, nah, I don't want it. And the most beautiful part about all of this is I know for a fact there's gonna be a ton of keyboard warriors with a bunch of stupid talking points and smug comments in the comment sections. And this is gonna get clipped and put on Twitter and Instagram and all these other places. And there's gonna be all these comments. And you know what? None of those comments would be possible without air conditioning, because without air conditioning, the internet that you're using wouldn't function, and the phone you're holding in your hand wouldn't have been able to get manufactured. You are proving my point that air conditioning is the most important invention of the 21st century, and if you don't have some, you should get some, and that's all I gotta say about that. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch, maybe drink some Echelon. Links to both of those available over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang
Echelon.
Out.
That's crazy. I did not know so many died every year. 177,000, 175,000. Now, obviously, there has to be AC over there. Like I said, medicine needs to be cool. Okay, so you need it to be AC, right? Hospitals, I'm gonna guess, have AC in it because medicine need to be cool, and sick people generally need to be at a stable temperature. Maybe like daycares for kids and babies. What else I can think of? Malls? I mean, I don't know. Is mall an American thing? Like big malls? I don't know. That seems to be a general everyday thing, right? I mean, everybody thing. I'm gonna guess like only homes don't have AC. But like I said, maybe stores or schools and malls have them, because those like, not malls, but like schools, preschools, like kids and old people, they need to have AC so they don't, well, maybe they don't because they're dying. I don't know, this is crazy. Anyway, let me not yap your ear off. I'm out of here.